We are here for our game number 2 of this
Mike, it's gonna be an exciting game too. 0-3-2, they showed up in game. Really laid it onto Execration, and Execration, they had no way of bouncing back. It looked shaky. The draft looked good, right? Like you got the Drow, and then you had the Phoenix with bench for up against 5 melee heroes. It sounded nice, but 0 had control the entire. We're gonna have to see what they shake up here. Execration's.
You talked about the very good point at the end of the game. When you've got a player like Carl in that mid lane, don't give him core venge. You know, I understand the theory behind it with the Drow Ranger. I understand what they were trying to do, but it's Carl. He could basically win you the game if he's got the right hero. You know, just maybe giving something more aggressive, something that can actually take off, rather than a Venge where we see him having to rush the pipe and just kind of being a walking aura after that.
Yeah, it's not the most impactful. We're gonna have to see what Execration changes up for Carl. Gotta have a better game. They've already changed their draft a bit here, so you can see they start with a tiny, want to give themselves a way of being aggressive now, and they take out the tree. Execration had no towers to take there, just couldn't push in. So they're taking care of some of those issues. They've got a way to play around now, with a tiny. 0-3-2 for their part. Take the stable Ogre Magi. You know, it's not flashy, but it gets work done. Still really open as to what next. Execration, though, their part. Grimstroke Tiny combo we've seen a ton of, and 0-3-2 they feel confident enough. Don't have room for that Snapfire. I don't think you'd want. Don't think they'd want it for Rage. Raging. He went off to a pretty decent laning start. It really fell apart. We were watching his item progression. Was stuck on mech for a long time until the. Should be a good Phoenix game. I want to see what Execration does with a Grimstroke. So you've got Tiny. Yes, tossing an Inkswell target's nice to give yourself an alley up, but will they go for something like, well, the Doom would have been nice, but 0 obviously banned out. What else are they looking for with the doubles here? What you want with the Grimstroke. Maximize. That's what a lot of teams don't really utilize to the fullest, but I think it's really important to do so.
I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. I think they may be throwing Carolina this game, right? You've got the Laguna to go with the Soulbind, but as well as that, Lina can burst down the Phoenix Egg very, very easily from safety range. He does play a pretty mean Lina. Not to mention, Lina doesn't really lose the mid lane. Like, it doesn't really work out that way, no matter what you choose against her. Generally speaking, she will win the mid lane. Still, we could also see something like a Queen of Pain out for Carl. Perhaps one of the Spirit Brothers coming out for Carl. I know he does play a pretty mean, well, I was about to say Earth Spirit, but it was respectfully banned out by 0-3-2. But I really could see a mid lane of this game for Carl. Knowing what he can do, knowing that it deals well with the Phoenix, knowing that it combos well with the Grimstroke. But only time's going to tell, John. We'll find out very, very soon, as we do have one more ban left here for 0-3-2. What do they want to do? Do they want to just get rid of another position 1 here?
Safe bet. That's what a lot of teams. First phase, second phase of bans. Taking out something that worked. Aggression, Tiny Grimstroke. Take out the Bat, another double with a Grimstroke, so no double lasso here. Potent combo, which is safe. That could have also been a Carl hero. Nice, easy ban out for 2. Now the question is, what do you want to do? You've got Ogre, you've got Phoenix. You need something to tie that egg in. They don't have access to the Mars. Been banned out. They don't have access to Tree, and you're gonna need a different form of hold to maximize that spell now.
Whoa, Sand King comes out for 0-3-2, which is... It always intrigues me when I see this Pos 3 Sand King come out, because I do believe it is okay in the current meta. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's very strong, but it still does its job, right? Sandstorm's a great ability. You had the changes to Caustic Finale, which make it much, much more potent, and it scales much better now. Execration, they do go for the Snapfire. All right, so maybe no Lina to come out. Just run with the Snap instead.
I mean, it can still work. It's still a natural kind of breaker to the Phoenix. To the eggs is the egg is not going to be so effective, at least early on. Maybe when you get some levels up, it's going to be a better time. But initially, not going to be a good time. Got a way of dealing with that. Talking about that Sand King, we've seen it on and off in different tournaments. I'm personally not a big fan. I'm not convinced it's completely dominant. There are trade-offs to going certain builds. Go for Sandstorm and Caustic Finale, you don't have a stun. If you go for the stun, you don't have farming. So it's a bit of a back and forth. You're gonna have to really choose it properly here for 032 on their offlane. They do go with a troll though. So it's tied in so much more straightforward. Again, you've got to set up for your egg, the Sand King. You've got team fight with the Phoenix Sand King. You've got a really solid core that can push fast with an Ogre Magi to speed him up even more. It's just a lot easier to pull off in Execration. It's still there, you know, like it's kind of tying in with a Life Stealer pickup. They've got a natural bomb with a Tiny. And if we see a Snap Ags, I want to see just how funny it can get when you've got a Life Stealer infested in someone that gets eaten up. I'd like to see that. I don't think it's coming out, but that would be fun.
You have 10 seconds.
I agree. But just based off the drafts we're seeing now, Execration, I think you need something a bit more now than perhaps the Lina. Perhaps go for the Queen of Pain here for Carl. Probably the easiest option for them to go down for this mid lane up for Execration. Whether it's going to happen or not, entirely different story. But I think there is some value here in going for a Queen of Pain.
You have 10
just
seconds left.
just running with this Life Stealer.
You have 5 seconds
See very soon. There's only one ban left. 032 getting rid of the Pugna just to make sure that they can't use that Decrepify on the Troll Warlord. You're still going to probably have a Heaven's Halberd built on the Lifestealer though, in all fairness. You may not really need Decrepify. Creation though, last pickup.
You have 10 seconds left.
They need some kind of tempo setting hero here.
You have 5 seconds left.
Lina.
Oh, they do go for the Lina.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still value. You don't have a great bomb for the Life Stealer besides Tiny, but we've got the double Laguna Strike, Laguna Coil there, so it's looking pretty darn good. Maximizing that Grim. Looking decent. I think this is definitely a better draft in game 1. Carl can definitely dance on that Lina. A lot more flexibility from him, more plays to make with Lina here, so he can set the pace. Something Execration is lacking, so got a solid tempo maker now. Execration sends 032. They know the matchup, they know the timings. They don't have any hold for the Life Stealer, which is one worry. Right? Like that, once that rages up, they're going to rely on their troll right clicks, which is reliable. So we'll see if they can solve that with a mid pickup, but I do like Execration's draft more. I think they can play around it. A bit leery of the Snapfire, I'll be frank. I still don't like it, but maybe Raging makes it work this time.
I was a bit intrigued to thought they were going for the Snapfire. I think it's still a great hero to go for. It's just might be an issue of kiting here for this Lifestealer now. You've still got the Tiny to invest in if you want to initiate that way. I love the pick from 032 though. They'll go for the TA. She doesn't care for the Lifestealer's Rage. Doesn't necessarily mind the Lina either in the mid lane. And you know what TA does, John? It snowballs in 15-20 minutes and just takes over the map.
Oh yeah, and you don't have the best of ways of burning through the refraction here. Like Lina right clicks are nice. You don't have any DOE Blanches there, but you've got some great tempo here from 032. Got great synergy with a troll TA. They're just gonna melt through physically on all of these heroes. Still have issues with controlling Lifestealer, but control's not an issue if you can kill him. So that's what they're gonna look to do here too. Execration is still on that Raging Potato Snap. Beyond that, I think have fixed up their draft. It's going to be a very interesting game to see from both teams, whether or not Execration can push this one to a draw.
Love to see it. 3-2, and with all respect, have been looking very, very strong just based off game one. See if Execration could at least make this matchup a bit more even than we saw in game number one, because that really was just very, very one-sided. That is the
Oh yeah. Good
feeling.
look. Not a good look. Well, I don't know. I would be surprised if we still saw it in the next two seasons. That's something we'll have to see down the line. Bit of a long load-in. I'm hearing there was a pause. There was a whole bunch of disconnect.
Oh, well, that's not good.
We haven't even gotten into the actual game, and I already saw Carl, BDZ, Palos disconnected at some point apparently. So,
Oh, jeez.
you know how it is.
Come on, boys. It's a bit too early for Merienda, right? We're not there yet.
It kind of is. It's 3 p.m. So it's like the middle time of the afternoon. Maybe 4 p.m. is more appropriate for getting there. Maybe that's what they're gunning for.
I think it's a bit early, John. Come on now. We've only had
just
one
had
game.
lunch.
Yeah, come on, boys.
Are you ready?
You can't
Speaking
stop
of,
that
John,
hunger.
After
Yep.
your lunch, done a bit more research, John. Just during the break. I don't take any time off, by the way. You know, just
yeah?
constant work for me.
See you later, nerd.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Seems to be some kind of delicious dessert
Oh,
that I've
it is.
never heard of.
Oh, Halo Halo is great. Halo Halo is, it's the best way of having shaved ice. It's just a whole bunch of sweet stuff that we shove ice in because it's so damn hot here. Then you pour milk all over it. Really good. If you can find a joint, if you can find a Jollibee near you, I think that's pretty good. And what?
Daddy.
Buck and Carl. Carl's like Buck, just Buck Kirks. Buck's like daddy. It's just dance, you know. It's the Philippine scene, right? These boys probably played with each other in that cafes at some point, right?
Sure. Imagine so. Good to see good sportsmanship between the two, of course. By the way, John, apparently there is a place near my house that sells Halo Halo.
Oh, you're in for your
Yeah.
treat.
Yeah.
You're in for your treat, man.
I didn't know. It's
That is good
legitimately
stuff.
called Halo Halo. That's what the restaurant's called, apparently.
Oh, the restaurant's called Halo Halo. Well, their Halo Halo should be good. Should be one
hope
to
so.
watch out for. Port back when you do get it. And look at that. Early start, tips fly out. 2 for 2 bounty rune trade. No excitement. But good moods from both sides with all those tips flying in.
I'm in a very good mood too, John. We've got, what, 2 weeks worth of SEA Dota to cast?
Oh, yeah.
Makes me very, very happy.
Time. Love it. Just Southeast Asian Dota. It's always the blast to watch. And it's going to be interesting to see how these lanes unfold as well. You've got Palos once more on the Lifestealer, pause 1. He is with RR on the Grimstark. Now, they're up against Matthew and Bach. And it is going to be the Sand King and the Phoenix. And the Court Phoenix for Bach. So the Sand King taking the back seat here. How much Bach can work out. Already applying some of those Fire Spirits out here.
He needs to get him out early. Matthew. Pause 4 Sand King. Very, very interesting switch up between himself and Bach. Top lane is Raging Potato. Yeah, I mean, it's that Snapfire again, John. I said it in the first game, I'll say it again. It's a squishy hero to have in the off lane, and it is also very, very easy to catch out. The only mobility you have is Cookie, and that's not exactly a big leap or anything like that.
Just very difficult to maximize that, and that's not a good sign for Execration. Raging Potato's lane was one of the lanes that were a major problem for Execration. It doesn't look like they're fixing that. BDZ is trying to contest some pulls, pulling the creep wave back, but hasn't really paid off.
Go. Very aggressive here. Carl has to be a bit wary of those side blades. He'll cop one, but throws the LSA. Could cop another, and he does. Carl! Oh, he's not respecting the TA side blades.
Oh man, is not typical for Carl, I have to say. This is not what we're used to seeing from him. And that just gives Nico such a free time. Look at this. 2 range creeps twacking that mid tier. Nice chip damage early on. Carl should be able to find these last hits. But you gave a kill away to a TA, and this is a snowball hero. It can get started so fast if you bleed small kills like that away.
Do it. Let's give it a nice little bonus there to Nico. He was just on even footing with Carl up until that point, but that bonus golden XP gonna mean a lot. In fact, it means a full level ahead for Nico now. You know what that means, John? He could just go to the jungle, start farming up there. They know exactly where he is, but you can't do anything about it this early on. You've just got to let him do this.
There's just no stopping it. Like, your supports are tied in, RR on the Grimster. It's just kind of forced to help Palos out. Because that lane is tough. Like, even if it's a Phoenix up against a Lifestealer, you don't have levels in Rage, then when you hit those Fire Spirits and dive, that is still a lot of damage. You've got to be cautious, and it's just these kinds of starts for 032 to get for ramp up. Like, at some point, Matthew will just play catch-up.
Nice play there from Carl. Getting the salve cancellation onto Nico. Nico very, very low right now. Can't really afford to go back into the lane. To get back to jungling with that refraction, and he will have another salve on the way, but it's going to be about another 10-15 seconds. That should mean Carl can just catch up this mid-wave and perhaps even a bit of T1 chip damage. Nico will show himself, does have the refraction. Careful, if that LSA lands, Carl can get through the refraction shield, and he's got help on the way. Ninja Boogie can actually salve him up himself. He will have an extra one coming out on the courier, so it looks like Nico will be just fine.
Lovely regen rune as well. Matthew snags it away with a lovely use of the Burst Strike, so gets himself back to full. Mid's not going to have that first power rune, but Nico's all set up nicely. That recovery from his Ogre, giving him some room to cast his spells again.
Raging. Be alright, BDZ going to get cookied in. Fire Blast out from Ninja Boogie. Sumi will give him a bit of harassment on the way out. They are really trying to give it to the Snapfire, though, not willing to give any breathing room to Raging Potato this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you make that lane hard, the Snapfire doesn't have the best of space to play catch-up with. It's just not a very amazing hero in playing catch-up. It needs to win its lane. It needs to escalate through that fall behind. We saw it in game 1. It doesn't bounce back well. I love the pressure coming out from 032 there. It has left BDZ tied up top, which again meant that the mid lane is just really free.
Sumi going after Raging, gets the ensnare off. Cookie is going to save. Boogie doesn't really have any spells to... BDZ?
What?
BDZ, that was not the toss, sir. Into the tier 1 tower. They might still be able to kill off Natsumi. And I believe what he was hoping for was a Scatter Blast straight after to slow his attack speed and just get some tier 1 damage off. BDZ still looking, but no, he can't get him.
Oh, man.
The Fog of War behind the tree line, saving the day. And they do get the kill on the Snapfire.
That is just not what you want here. Like, Raging Potato again dead. They might make a move onto Ninja Boogie, but that's an Ogre Magi. Doesn't care if he dies.
No, he doesn't, and he probably won't either. Avalanche Toss just not doing enough. Cookie will stun him up. They have a Scatter Blast, and perhaps now they could kill him off. Ninja Boogie still trying to juke them down. Will run towards a T1 tower. BDZ is chasing. He doesn't want to let this go. He has the toss up. Ninja still trying to juke him out. He's actually going to juke him out. BDZ run. Just get away from there. Avalanche is there, but no. Ninja Boogie's going to survive, and BDZ is going to be chased down now. No, the toss will be enough, but Natsumi. I actually think that's a great trade for 032. You just gave a kill over to your position 1 for nothing.
Yeah, and you got the EXP on the Ogre anyway, because you found a kill first. It's a win-win. And Execration, they've got to find some ways to compensate here. Look at that bot lane for themselves. It is coming out in terms of Palos farm. Right, he's number 1 in net worth. We sort of saw this situation before with his Drow, but the Lifestealer should be a bit more active in this case.
Matthew, silenced up with the open wounds, does take the silence off, but Avalanche and Toss is going to be enough. Nice rotations out from the supports of Execration. That'll give Palos even more room to get some more farm up.
exactly what you want. They are playing around the lifestealer a lot more. They know that Palos can have a lot more impact on the hero, and you can see even Bach is just, he's not in a good spot to contest anymore. At 6, Palos has the Infest. He can save himself. He's got Rage up. It's going to be a while until Bach can get that room, and it's almost kind of that point where you start to think Matthew might need some space for himself. So your Sand King might just take a step back and have to dip into the jungle to find some levels, some farm to get to the blink.
Walk up here from Carl, up towards that top lane. Raging might be able to set up here with the cookie into the LSA. Won't be the case. 0-3-2, do back off at the right time. I say that, Raging Potato. Oh, he's just trying to get a ward out, but he's alone now. He's going to go for the cookie, but the Fire Blast follow-up is there, and Raging, he's gone. Natsumi now, his 4th kill of the game. I believe 3 of those kills are onto the Snapfire.
It's a fantastic start for a troll when you get that many kills so fast. And I love the build up here as well. Natsumi's going for the Yasha, probably into the SNY disassembly play. So you can look for that troll to actually be a lot more active as time goes on.
No.
He's just gonna be ready.
They missed the LSA on Ninja Boogie. He's going to be able to Bloodlust and just run. They've got another toss up, but BDZ has no one to toss to. They gave up on it.
Oh,
I just don't think you can afford to miss LSAs like that.
You definitely can't. You need every single kill you can get. Your 3-2 just being able to get a D-Ward run off. Like, they're perfectly happy with getting that sort of trade, and they've got a less than 1k lead, so it's not amazing yet. But you can feel the momentum in theirs. No, they're waiting for their T8. Nico is still having a free run down mid. Level 9 on TA, and there's been nothing to stop him. Carl is 2 levels behind. They don't have wards to watch the jungle. They don't have anything to block out those camps. So Nico will just get big, and they have no answers for it yet.
Going to mid lane, they do at least get Matthew. Nice little pick up there for Carl on the Lina, and he's going to start pressuring that mid lane. Trap's already there to try and slowly damage these creeps. And the tier 1 damage is not going to be too high, but top lane, there might be a bit of action. In fact, there is. Avalanche Toss is actually going to be enough to kill off Natsumi. Really big kill there for Raging Potato with the Mortimer's Kisses, and now BDZ going to come in with the toss-up, and the Inkswell will be able to get a secondary kill. And that's the kind of stuff you'd love to see from Execration.
That helps them bounce back in. That offsets Raging Potato's rough start. Surprising and really overconfident for Natsumi to actually skip a level in Battle Trance. Doesn't opt for it, gets punished for it. And it's going to have to be a bit cautious about that. There is still power left in Execration. They don't crumble as hard as game 1. You know, they do have bounce back there. You still look at Palos, he's had a free lane as well. They rotate Natsumi down to get a shove going, but our lifestealer now is at the point where he's going to have armlet and a good time anyway. So not stopping this lifestealer's power spike. It's going to be right on time when they need it to be.
Bottom lane. One tower being media hammered down by Bok, and now the Sun Raider gets some more damage out on Palos. Top lane, Matthew does end up dying, but now bot lane, there might be a fight to break out as Carl has TP'd in on the Lina. Natsumi still without Battle Trance. Opted to continue skilling up his Q. So if they can land the stun, Natsumi is almost guaranteed to just die. But Carl doesn't have anyone to set up for him. You can't really rely on Palos here to do it. And Nico now showing up on the TA, so things are much, much harder for Execration, as it looks like Nico is going to go for a dive onto Palos, but no. Just one hit and he will back off. And they do force more TPs, and BDZ on the Tiny does come in after Natsumi. They need the Avalanche into the LSA. Natsumi, no, Fire Blast going to be out on Carl. There's a toss in. Natsumi, no, he's going to be just fine. He's going to walk his way out, and the TPs are going to fly in now from Raging Potato. Nico trying to disengage with a side plate damage on PDZ. Now Ninja Boogie tanking the damage from Palos and Carl. Cops the Laguna. Now Bok actually kills off BDZ as the trade. That'll be it. A 1-for-1. T1 bot tower remains up. Both teams disengage.
Yeah, it's a win for Execration. They hold on to their objective. They find some nice kills. I think 032 right now are just trying to buy space for Matthew. So they had 4 heroes bot. Matthew is up top, still farming up in the Sand King. This is space they need for that support, although he might be at risk here.
Inkswell not going to connect, and Nico just deletes him. That's a level 1 Meld Strike, by the way. Completely ruins him, and of course he's going to have the Deso coming out soon enough on that TA. But the big saving grace right now for Execration, when you look at Palos and his net worth, he's having a very, very good time.
But that he is. Way up there right now, 5.6k net worth. He's got his armlet up. Again, they haven't slowed down this light sealer, so he's going to hit those spikes really well. He is going for the Basher into the Sanj, perhaps into the Heaven's Halberd, which is going to be really cool. But they catch Matthew out again.
Another nice pick-off, and it's kind of one of the weaknesses of that POS 4 Sand King. You can't really do anything until you get the Blink Dagger up. He's getting close, but BDZ's even closer now. He's just about 100 gold off the Blink on the Tiny. So you start to question the effectiveness of the POS 4 Sand King.
Yeah, it's really just not showing up in the way you'd want it to. It's going to be a bit longer still till then, and that might be the great weakness. Nico, though, is trying to compensate, just hunting in the jungle.
Another easy kill onto RR. Well, Nico just gets closer and closer to picking up that first Mithril Hammer. Does take over the net worth board by himself now. Things are still going very, very well for both teams. It's a very even game. Looks like they are trying to look towards Natsumi in that mid lane, but they've got to do it quick. He's very close to a Battle Fury. Instead, they are just going to focus down Ninja Boogie, and it'll be another easy kill for Carl. Now they can try to look towards that mid-tier 1 tower. In fact, Nico showing up, but a great blink in from BDZ. And that's the kind of blink reveal you love to see out of these Tinies, John.
Oh yeah, that just gives them the big kill they wanted. Nico left unchecked for a long time. Opens up a mid-tier 1 push. Really important, as they already lost theirs way earlier on, and BDZ still going.
Avalanche not the greatest. They're going to turn around now with the Meteor Hammer. Not going to land on anything. Tier 1 tower, just going to melt. Execration, that's all they wanted. 032, I do believe this is not the time to fight. You're 200 gold away from your blink on Matthew. You definitely don't want to engage right now, but they see Raging Potato, so they do have a go at him. Sunray out, Palos is around to try and help out, but Raging might just be fine to walk out of here. They slow him up, and with the Infest, he'll be fine. Give Matthew a bit of space to go get that extra gold he needs.
We're almost at that point. He's just about 200 gold off the blink, so they're gonna have that. And once you have the blink, perhaps you level 1 point in the epicenter, and then 032 could consider the fights. Still, Execration do have a slight lead now, 2k advantage there, and so it's definitely a better game than game 1. Throwing up for the fights here, but you've got the Fury now, not Swinaldo.
Yeah, BDZ, again, excellent play from the Tiny. Depending how strong he is right now, we'll just go ahead and burst down Ninja Boogie, and didn't finish off that ward, so Execration, they get a bit more time on it, and RR will deny it off anyway.
It's not the biggest kills, to be fair, although Matthew.
BDZ again jumping in. Matthew, oh, he just got his Blink Dagger up as well, but you can't Sandstorm in mid lane like that. Not when you just saw them kill off your POS 5. Matthew gives him the sorry. The smoke up from Execration. They're going to run down towards that bot lane, see if they can pick anyone off in the triangle. In fact, LSA going to connect onto our Phoenix, and he can't survive. Still Natsumi will TP in, but it means nothing. In fact, it may mean his own death if BDZ can get a nice toss off. They're going to try it. Ninja Boogie going to be spotted out. BDZ doesn't want that one. He wants the other. Natsumi did get Avalanche, but they go dead. Buyback is there from Bok. They want to take the fight, but the Soulbind holding them down from RR. Now the double Yule's out. BDZ on the run. Nico on the chase, but it looks like this Tiny may be fine. No, the Burrow Strike is there in time, and they will have to settle for at least one Tiny kill, but now they want Carl. Can they get him? Raging, I can't believe he's actually getting away with that hiding spot. He does cookie back down. Matthew, gonna be the one to die first. Oh, they chased too far. And Raging will be slowed up. Nico jumping in for a melt strike. That's a dangerous play. Snapfire, Mortimer's kisses are out. Natsumi gonna cop it. He does pop the battle trance. Carl will be able to stun him up. They do commit the egg from Bok. Palos, low, but gets the infest off onto RR, and now they're back into a Raging. Misses the cookie, but Nico onto Carl, dealing a lot of damage. Now the infest out. Nico, he's falling way too low and is gonna die. Bok unable to finish off the kill on the Lina, so they'll just turn back around now. The Phoenix being stunned up, also going down to Palos, and they want more. Ninja Boogie, not so much a ninja right now. He will die to Carl once again on the Lina. And this is just surgical play from Execration.
Yeah, I don't understand what 032 are trying to get done here. They keep forcing Nico in front to tickle. Yeah, he doesn't have his Desolator. He was so close to having it, but he keeps going in like this. He's not farming up. There is no damage. So then you get stuck with the situation we talked about from draft. The lifestealer stays alive. Matthew?
Oh, Epi onto Carl. Do they have the damage? Carl, he gets a Yulzor. Is he actually going to get out of this? He looks like he might. BDZ, a double stun with the Ink Swirl. Now Palos comes in. Carl's out of there. Oh, and he gives him the tip. Natsumi, the one to die, and now Nico also going to go down on the TA. The worst case possible scenario for 032 happens. And Carl, I don't know what to say, Johnny. He just walks himself out.
It's looking really disjointed here. Like, they're just constantly streaming in. Last game it was an Execration that looked weird. Now it's 032. Like, you don't have a Desolator on this TA. Why are you TPing in front? Just go back and farm, let your team do what they want. It feels like 032 is getting pressured for no real good reason. So they have to step back, play the farm game. You have the Battle Fury on the Troll. There is no need to really fight like that anymore. Just try to get the farm going, because as you play like this, it's helping Execration. They've managed to hammer in a 9k lead now. They're in the Roche pit. 032 doesn't have it's happening, and they do have spells to contest, but again, they just don't know it's there.
That'll be Euroshan, first one of the game, going down here to Execration. Infest on BDZ. They want to keep going. Can't blame him for it. It's like Raging has spotted out Bok on the Phoenix. Bok's completely surrounded here. Does try to Icarus dive out, but the avalanche is perfect from BDZ, and now Ninja Boogie. In fact, they're going to take the fight. Soulbind is out with the Mortimer's Kisses. They can't run. Natsumi does pop the battle trance. He might get BDZ, or maybe he won't. He's been stunned up. He's been tossed up, and he's gone. And now Nico getting first hit bashed by Palos is also down. An ultra kill out for Raging Potato. And he wants the rampage. Look at him. He's making the chase onto Ninja Boogie. He just can't catch him.
Oh no. It's falling apart here. They just have no way to stand up and fight now. Like, the sustain is there from Execration because of Raging Potato. He's managed to build into the Guardian Greaves at a good point this game. They're just going to maintain this push. And 032, they're going to rely on this Egg Epicenter combo. We haven't seen both of these spells used together. It needs to come out now. It needs to be in play. That's how they come back in. But Execration are leaving no openings. Take that mid-tier 2, they're looking to shove the top, and they need items here. They just need to farm. It's just, they don't have space anymore. Not after forcing fights like that.
No, they do not. Just really wonder, like, how do they come back? You've got a TA, doesn't even have the Deso up yet. We're 21 minutes in. Since when was the last time you saw a TA struggling this much with farm? It's really, really bad news here for 032 as Execration gonna claim the top tier 2 tower now, and well, they've got the Heaven's Halberd up to Natsumi, so he won't even be able to attack. In fact, BDZ, Inkswell, Avalanche Toss, Bok, he's been stunned up. Do they have the damage to burst him down? Yeah, they do. Laguna is there from Carl, and there goes Matthew. They want more. BDZ has the blink toss in a second. Soulbind onto Ninja Boogie, not going to catch anyone else. But with that avalanche and the Inkswell, Natsumi could be in danger. He runs back into the stun. Now the toss up from BDZ. They will not chase too far in. They're not going to dive tier 3s yet, but rather just trying to take the tier 3 tower first. They'll go towards that top lane, and it will not be a difficult task whatsoever for Execration.
No, definitely not. Even if these respawns go off, you don't have Epicenter here from Sand King. Again, you need both the Epicenter and the Egg at this point. And there's just no solution. So your Trio 2 is going to have to at least give away one set of racks, maybe even more. There's still an Aegis there on Palos. They've got a full 2 minutes left in that Aegis. They're looking good. Execration, they fixed the issues from the Game 1 draft. Their execution's looking a lot better as well. Your Trio 2, they need to find a way to make this greedy draft work. Need Natsumi to build up. They need that Desolate from Nico. He's got it. It's flying out. They need something on top of that. It's just a lot of time they need to buy themselves out and not a lot of map space to do that.
Fight now. They could fight right now. They have blinked in BDC. They could fight back here. Nico gonna blink in after this Tiny. You can't afford to let this kill go. They need something. Heaven's Halberd gonna make it harder. They will Icarus dive Egg onto BDZ. He is surviving, however. Raging now, going after the Egg. BDZ's still alive. Just finally drop it at what cost? He's laughing from the grave, John, as they are just dropping like flies on the side of 0-3-2, and that's it. They've called it.
Ooh.
A very rough game 2 for the side of 0-3-2, but I'll tell you what, Execration need to go out and get some hello, John. They are on absolute fire this game 2.
Oh yeah, they look great. They end right at the start of Merienda, so it would be a perfect time for that.